Good morning students, welcome back. Today we will see chapter number 8 from Civics, that is Confronting Marginalization, and we will be seeing part 1. In chapter number 7, that is Understanding Marginalization, we studied about different marginalized groups, then Adivasis, Muslims, their problems, etc. And in today's class, we will learn more about confronting marginalization, their problems, what are their problems and challenges, etc., and the government policies. So let's see the introduction of the chapter, what the chapter says. In this chapter, we will learn some of the ways in which groups and individuals challenge existing inequality. So, existing inequality को challenge करते हुए, that we will be going to see. Adivasis, Dalits, Muslims, women and other marginal groups argue that simply by being the citizens of a democratic country, they possess equal rights that they must be respected. See, all these things, they are the marginalized groups that we studied in our previous chapter. They said that simply being the citizens of India, we too have the same type of, I can say, equal rights we have, and that it must be respected. It should not be ignored. We also have all the rights to enjoy, and it should be respected too. Many among them look up to the constitution to address their concern. So whenever they are facing the problem, they used to look upon the constitution because the constitution has given them so many provisions. In this chapter, we will see why the Constitution of India is something that is marginalized groups that invoke in the course of their struggle. Invoke means call upon deity है, ऐसा कुछ है, मतलब भगवान को जो बुलाते हैं for prayer and all. Here you can say as a witness. तो witness के तौर पे they are showing the Constitution because the Constitution says this, the Constitution says that, like. So let's come to the point, invoking the fundamental rights. The Constitution lays down the principles that make our society and polity democratic. So Constitution, it has given some of the principles in the form of fundamental rights and the fundamental duties. They are defined in and through the list of fundamental rights that are an important part of the Constitution. So as I told you, the fundamental rights. About the fundamental rights you have already studied in your chapter number 2. I hope you remember all these things. So some of the fundamental rights, if I say, that is right to freedom, right to equality, right to what is called freedom of religion, then constitutional remedies, right to constitutional remedies, and right to property, then cultural and educational rights, etc. are some of the fundamental rights given to us. These rights are availed to all Indians equally. So all, if you are the citizens of India, and it has been given to you. As far as the marginalized are concerned, they have drawn on these rights in two ways. So marginalized groups, they have drawn, matlab nikala or drawn upon in two ways. Kaise? First, by insisting on their fundamental rights. Their fundamental rights, it is given to us by insisting on their fundamental right. They have forced the government to recognize the injustice done to them. So whenever they are having any injustice, they insisted on the government by saying that they have also been given the fundamental rights. And the second, they have insisted that the government enforce these laws. In some instances, the struggles of the marginalized have influenced the government to frame new laws. So they may be through the protest, hartals, or any other means that force the government to frame a new law in keeping with the spirit of the fundamental right. Yes, the fundamental right is given. If anybody is we have seen that the Dalits have been not allowed to enter the temple and all. So now untouchability has been abolished. Now why to practice such type of laws or such type of practices? So if anybody is practiced, then if one can approach the court or to the law, then they can uphold or I can say they will be provided justice accordingly. Article 17 of the Constitution states that untouchability has been abolished. That is what Article 17 says, untouchability has been abolished. Henceforth, that means hereafterwards, nobody can prevent the Dalits from educating themselves, entering temples, using public facilities, etc. So all are free to use all the public or the government facilities given to them. That is what the Constitution says. It also means that it is wrong to practice untouchability and that this practice will not be tolerated by democratic government. It is a punishable crime. Yes, Article 17 says that untouchability has been abolished, and if it is anybody's practice, then it is a punishable crime, crime with punishment. You can see some of the Dalits, or I can say for the Dalits, even some of the social you can say that workers, reformers, they are upholding their cause and they are protesting for them, the Dalits. There are other sections in the Constitution that help to strengthen the argument against the untouchability. One is Article 17 and another one is Article 15. What is Article 15 says? Article 15 says that no discrimination on the basis of culture, on the basis of caste, caste, sex, place of birth, isn't it? No discrimination. Article 15. 17, untouchability has been abolished. So two laws, they are in favor of these Dalits or the scheduled caste or the scheduled tribe or so called the marginalized groups. This has been used by the Dalits to seek equality where it has been denied to them. So wherever they are denied, then this will help them out to get their equality. Therefore, Dalits can invoke or draw on a fundamental right in situations where they feel that they have been treated badly by some individual or community or even by the government. Likewise, other minority groups have drawn upon the fundamental rights section of our Constitution. I said women, sometimes they are the minority groups compared to men. They are the minority group. Then, as far as the religion is concerned, Christianity, then Muslims, then Parsis, the Sikh, they are all the so-called the minority religious groups. They have practically drawn upon the right to freedom of religion and cultural and educational rights. Say for example, in case of cultural and educational rights, distinct means separate, unique, cultural and religious group like Muslims and Parsis, they have the right to by the how the guardians of the content of their culture. So they have been given that they are the guardians of their culture. ओके देयर कल्चर उनका जो भी है उनका गार्डियन कौन करेगा? रिलीजन अपना खुद का धार्मिक संस्था ही करना या धर्म ही उनका कल्चर को रक्षण करेगा और उनका गार्डियन रहेगा उसका धर्म ही. एंड as well as the right to make decision on how best this content to be reserved. उसको कैसे कितने अच्छी तरह से रिजर्व कर सकते हैं, प्रिजर्व कर सकते हैं, उसका डिसीजन के लिए भी वो उन्हीं के धर्म को दिया गया है और उन्हीं के ऊपर छोड़ा गया है. एंड इफ दे आर टेकिंग एनी डिसीजन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट इन ऑर्डर टू रिजर्व देयर कल्चर एंड ऑल, they have the right that is being given to the particular minority religion. The Constitution does this so that the culture of these groups is not dominated or wiped out by the culture of the majority community. Otherwise majority community उनको छुपा कर सकते, चुप करा सकते, उनको कल्चर को डैमेज कर सकते, नुकसान कर सकते. ऐसा ना करें. आपका धर्म का रक्षण करने का पूरा अधिकार और उसके ऊपर कोई भी डिसीजन लेने का आपको फुल अधिकार दिया गया है. ऐसा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कहता है धर्म का रक्षण करने के लिए. Now the next concept is the laws for the marginalized. The government makes laws to protect its citizens, yet this is not the only way in which it takes action. So एक भी कानून बनाएगा तो कानून से उनको marginalized groups को रक्षा देंगे ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता या होगा भी नहीं. there are specific laws and policies for the marginalized in our country. There are certain specific laws. There are policies or schemes that emerge through other means like setting up of a committee or by understanding a survey, etc. So, by setting up of a committee so that you can study their problems deeply, okay, understand their problems deeply, or through survey. Survey means conducting, or I can say you can होता है सर्वे मतलब ग्रुप में जाके उनका ओपिनियन पूछना, क्या है ये आपको अच्छा लगता है, आपको अच्छा नहीं लगता है, उनका ओपिनियन पूछना, इससे सर्वे करना. The government then makes an effort to promote such policies in order to give opportunities to specific groups. If they are really they are treated badly, or if their opinions are not accepted by the majority group, then through these surveys or through this committee, with the help of the committee, the government try to give opportunity to specific groups. Then next concept is promoting social justice. As a part of their effort to implement the constitution, both the state as well as the central government create specific scheme for implementation in tribal areas or the areas where there is high Dalit population. Okay, let's come to the point. What is the meaning of Dalit? The meaning of Dalit means broken. Broken, the word broken, that means Dalit. Dalit has come from that word broken. For example, the government promote and provides for free or subsidized hostels for students of Dalit and Adivasi communities so that they can avail means get of educational facilities that may not be available in the other locality. So, where in the Dalit community or in the Dalit society or in the tribal areas, you may not find the good schools or the colleges or educational institutions, and Dalit people, they may argue that they cannot come to school, they cannot get the education benefits as they don't have that much money to afford to pay in the hostels and all. For such people, for such students, they have set up either a separate hostel or you can say subsidized hostel. Subsidized मतलब उनको सब्सिडी रेट में, कम रेट में हॉस्टल का प्रोवाइड करना फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ, और समटाइम्स फ्री में भी. यहाँ पर अभी लायंस स्कूल के बाजू में भी एक स्कूल है, ओके, दैट इज़ फॉर इनके लिए ही है, और उसमें आम लोग आपके लिए सब एडमिशन वहाँ पर नहीं मिलेगा. दैट इज़ ओनली फॉर द दलित और द आदिवासी स्टूडेंट्स विद द हॉस्टल फैसिलिटी. दैट बॉयज़ का है आई थिंक. वन सच लॉ और पॉलिसी इज़ okay. In addition to providing certain facilities, the government also operates through laws to ensure that concrete steps are taken to end inequality in the system. इसके अलावा some concrete, some hard steps to taken to end this inequality. Okay, punishment is a hard step, you can say. One such law or policy is the reservation policy that today is both significant and highly contentious. Contentious मतलब argument के लिए, मतलब विवादात्मक बोलते हैं हम, that is. So the reservation policy is highly, you can say, is a विवादात्मक में है. The reason is that कि those are really good candidates, because of their caste or all, they are not able to provide, or I can say, government jobs and all, whereas because of the reservation, really you can say the Dalits or the minorities, they get maximum opportunities. It's okay. विवाद में अभी controversial issue है, so I don't want. Government across India have their own list of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes and backward and most backward caste. उनका खुद का list है government का. The central government has its own list, whereas the students applying to educational institutions and those applying for posts in governments are expected to furnish proof of their caste or the status in the form of caste and tribal certificate. So if you wanted to avail the facility that if you are belong to that the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe or marginalized groups and all, you will get the benefit, you will get the you can say benefit of what is called reservation में आएगा. That is you have to produce that your caste certificate. Okay, so then only you will get that benefit. So either for the government jobs or for the education, entering in any educational institution, especially like the higher studies, like it may be for engineering degree, for medicals and entrance and all. If you have their certificate, caste certificate and all, you will get maximum benefit of that. If a particular Dalit caste or a certain tribe is on the government list, then a candidate from that caste or tribe can avail the benefit of reservation. Government list है, एक तो government list है, एक तो state list है, बहुत सारे. For admission to colleges, especially to the institution of professional education, like as I told you, engineering colleges or to the medical colleges, government define a set of cut marks. Cut off marks मतलब क्या है कि बाकी सबके लिए कि इतने marks अगर है तो ये दलित या minority या सो कॉल्ड द आदिवासी ग्रुप के लिए कट ऑफ मार्क्स इतना है, 98% है, 98% है तो इनके लिए 90% है. तो then having 90% also they can get the advantage or benefit. That is what percentage I have given in the as an example. I don't know exactly what is the cut off marks. मतलब उनको बाकी सब के लिए 1 मार्क्स है तो इनके लिए 1% रहता है. तो अगर इतना परसेंटेज अगर आप फुलफिल करेंगे तो you will get that, or you can say benefit, or you can easily seek an admission in that particular educational institution. Okay, let's see more about this chapter in our coming video. In the meantime, stay tuned. Thank you, and just read the chapter as well. Tata, bye bye, and take very good care of yourself. See you very soon.